Hey friends, what's going on? Good morning. Look at that crazy overnight move. Gosh, the Nasdaq must have fallen like 300 or 400 points. S&P fell 100 points almost. There's that end of the month volatility. We talked about that yesterday. We talked about this market wasn't done selling off, and then we recovered. Most of it came right back up to where we started. What an interesting start of the week, or end of the week. We're about to get started in about 2 minutes here. Let's go. Let's get some hype. Hype them, chat. Morning, fellow warriors. Cadets at Rocket Scooter Academy.
A big aspect that really drew me into UTRGV was the fact that I could do everything completely online at my own pace. So I did the fully accelerated on.
Can you guys hear me? Check, check. Oh, actually. What's up, guys? We're back.
know how it goes. Every time for an update. Okay. All right. Okay. Market. Back in all right. Yes, no. So weird. I need. How did I do? Check. Oh, dude. Like we're not destined.
That should be better. Okay, now you can hear me. Check, check. We good here? Okay, cool. There, that's better. Is this better? Check, check. Okay, good. Now the last part is my camera, slow motion. I don't know what's going on here. So here's how this thing works. Fuck Microsoft Windows, that's what it is. Update, right? I thought I had automatic updates turned off. I come up here, computer's running slow, the mouse is running slow. And Windows always does this to make you reboot your computer and then it installs the update. And I thought I had auto updates turned off, but I guess, I don't know. Oh, I reformatted my computer not too long ago and I forgot to do that. So anyways, I reboot and Windows installs a bunch of updates. You know how that goes. And then all of a sudden everything's not working in your computer. We're back. All right, let's talk about the stock market. We're gonna deal with my crazy slow. I don't know. My camera's all slow motion. Look, it's like. So let's fix that. But anyways, I'll do that in just a little bit. So if you can bear a slow motion map for a little bit. We opened below monthly hedge pressure, bear short up, which is at resistance for monthly hedge. But however, we do have resilience, the yellow number greater than 0. So it's going to try to make attempts to break through it. With the DD ratio less than half, though, the market is likely doomed to resist 501. So drawing it all together, it's going to take an event. Now, nobody would have thought we would have fallen 100 points, let's say, on the S&P. I was going to wake up today and take the day off, but I figured I'd come hang out with y'all a little bit. I like to trade days like this. And this is monthly expiration, so we're going to be very careful today. All right, so we have... I swear... I bet you Microsoft's update is like another way for them to track what you do for ad selling. You know, it's never anything substantial. Updates never make Windows better or faster. They're always garbage. Okay, resistance there for DD, less than 5. So, I want to resist. Well, maybe my tablet's at least here. Here today. Let's get my tablet. Woo! All right, better. We can actually draw. All right, DD less than 5, resisting there. Bear short up. Resistance there. Resilience less than 0. Resistance there. Oops. Today's the day of resistances. It's going to be the rarer case to break monthly hedge pressure. So up in here, this is rare. Okay, let me write correctly. Rare. Expected. Now, on a move like yesterday and monthly hedge pressure, or sorry, monthly expiration, and being below monthly hedge pressure, the expected move is a resistance from here. It's a higher probable move to reject 500 immediately and start selling. Resilience less than 0. Liquidity map is there. DD rule is there. It would be the rarest to be here in structure. So keep an eye out. Now, the thing is that with MHP resilience greater than 0, this pressure is also there. So you have competing pressures. You're going to have, see how whenever you break through, it's like trying to push up. If you break through, it's going to try to push up and play around in here. So repeated breaks of MHP 500 is a sign that the market's gaining momentum again to the other side. Y'all see that? That's all that means. So today is a day that the setup is short setup from inside of here. If I were to make a call, I'm not gonna trade today. I don't like this this kind of 100-point dip and then right back up to the top. It's a little bit. It's trying to turn around, at least with that kind of movement. It shows you there's buyers in the 499 to 500 range. Chances of this, it's expected to stay in here. Rare, we'll say that the probability of the rarer case is about 25% chance. The expected case about 75% chance. So we're inside of there. So all things being considered, monthly hedge pressure resistance pullback is what we're expecting here. All right. QQQ, let's analyze. Love you guys. What's up? Yeah, like, I don't know why I'm slow-mo today. That's so weird. Let's go to camera video output. Let's change this. Frame rate, speed format, quality, video input. Let me add another source. QQQ, a similar boat, but QQQ is trying to make a stretch for it. Monthly res and Q also positive. So positive monthly res means it's going to try to make a run for it. It's going to try to break and support. So keep an eye out for all the indicators still kind of pointing down. This is showing that you have some short-term hedging, capitulation, at least attempts from here. Now, again, for me to take a long break on this, I wouldn't be so eager to long at 500. I'd want some confirmation that it's playing there and holding there before I do anything. Chance of it moving straight from there is also kind of rare. But as it is trying to make an attempt, keep that in mind. That's what I'm looking at right now. It's for it to make a solid attempt and stay there. Okay. Qs, a little bit better shape with some upward movement to here. You set kind of 4-point moving Qs, kind of matches that move right here, the S&P. So, if I were short and then trying to buy calls to hedge my short, I would obviously buy calls anywhere 502 or higher, even 500 and higher at the money calls to be great for 0 days. If I'm hedging just last minute today for cheap options, right? 502 would be dirt cheap today if I was hedging a short. So an example, so if I wanted to do a day trade on options, I also could sell credit spreads up in here. It's very rare to break 502 and keep going, take an event. So normally people that are short and buy calls and people long would buy puts. At the money would be very expensive. Away from the money would be very cheap on these 0 days. So some people want to wake up and like, oh, it's some last minute calls just to hedge my short. Like you're betting that the market's still going to collapse and tank. 502s would be dirt cheap and pick up a lot of hedging power if it does break on that rare instance. Remember, the rarer the case, the bigger the move, and especially when it comes to options and more out of the money, you get the bigger percent gain you do when it goes to the money. Cloudy with chance meatballs. There you go. All right, so chances are market's coming back down still. Take a look at VIX today. VIX is in a slightly bit of a decay pattern, trying to get there, but VIX returning to monthly hedge pressure and continue to be there means the volatility can pick up. UVXY can hit the 40, and then that's not, no bueno there. Okay, let's do monthly maps. Like I said, my calls to the short side still today. The market is trying to stabilize. After yesterday, we are seeing bulls start to step in around this area, but it's still going to be volatile. So that's what it tells you. And that's exactly what we saw last night. How we read monthly map is a couple of things. It's the space between the bull and bear zones over time. So here's a space, we'll call it V1, right? V2. V1 is less than V2, so it's more volatile from this state to the next. As you see, the spaces are somewhat big, right? That you're talking like 20, 30 points of volatility. It's pretty big. Normal bull markets, you're not going to have a lot of space, right? So number one is we can see that the market's still going to have some volatility. Volatility means big V's, like the market's moving big V's. And that big V is what we saw today, right? Big ass dip. Another thing is that the sloping of the bottom of the zones and how far in and out of the money you are. So here you have the bull zone becoming more and more and more bullish. At least here, bulls are starting to step in while it's more volatile, meaning that as the market starts to fall deeper and deeper, bulls are still there. And that's what we saw. That's how this interpretation works. The bear side sloping up means bears are starting to short. Bears are starting to short into volatility. It's selling pressure into volatility, which creates this leg of the V. The buying pressure into volatility creates that leg of the V. So when the bull and bear zone are pinching together, it means there are buyers and sellers, but the space or the volatility means they're just farther away from each other. So buyers and sellers are closer to each other. The market's going to
kind of move around like this when it's bouncing. If buyers and sellers are further away from each other, it's just going to do the same thing, just V out more. So buyers are still here. The bull liquidation event looks to be over, at least starting Monday. Now, again, we're going to get a brand new monthly map reading as soon as we go into the new month, which starts Monday. After monthly expiration, we kind of look at this with a grain of salt, but it does say there are buyers here, at least for now. We wake up tomorrow or Monday, we'll see what else we have. So buyers are stepping in, sellers are selling harder, and the market is volatile for at least a week out. So volatility means really thin markets, not too hard to overpower what you see either, so be very careful. Days like this, when you see that volatility and possible being around, you're gonna obviously trading small position size is always a good idea. You got hedge pressure breaks all over the place today, so just being cautious is never a bad idea. Our two resiliences are fighting each other. The desire to fill the gap is losing. The desire to break hedge pressure is winning, which is the priority, always the first one you see, the white one. Half gap is always a priority. This is always a stronger resistance than that. So this is the stronger of the two. When they're fighting each other, you might say it does want to break, but this says it does want to sell. So this is the winning priority. That also in our greater market analysis, we talk about monthly maps. We do three things that decides a bull or bear market. Monthly maps. Is it bullish or bearish? It's neither. It's volatile. Bulls are stepping in, bears are stepping in. It's kind of both. So it's mixed. We're going to draw a flat line there. MHP, which is the second thing we look at. We're trading below MHP. It's gamma negative on monthlies. Now again, this month ends today. But you're gonna get that just monthly hedging pressure and that last minute 0-day hedging on these months, pushing it down. Last thing is DD ratio, which is the sum of the market cap flux inside of the zones. It is less than half. It's in bear territory. So you have flat, down, and down. All your signals are pointing down, and as I'm talking, the market's coming down. That's why rockets are so easy to analyze the market. DD is 45, as in the 30s yesterday, and I think the 20s the day before. Yeah. So the CD ratio is your most important information of the entire stock market. This right here tells you a whole lot. The DD ratio is very reflective of what you're going to see in the charts. Yeah, we haven't been below 5 except for maybe like 4 or 5 times this year, and most of them were this week. Right? A couple of times, even last year, the DD ratio was not greater than less than half, except for the Fitch downgrade stuff. So the percentage of market cap, you have 46 in a bear zone, 54 in a bull zone of all the stocks in the S&P. So with this being in the bear zone, the S&P is likely to end up in the bear zone at the end of the day. So 501 is likely to be the high of the day without an event to push it higher. The greater market's still bearish. If there is a capitulation event on expiration, you'll start to see it supporting at 500, making multiple attempts to break, maybe higher highs or volume spikes when it does break. And we look for those, right? So here's the first break and the first volume spike. Here's the second attempt to break. There's very little volume here. You'll see that. So you're not getting that momentum that you want to see. That's going to indicate that people are capitulating and flipping. Right now, everybody's building up shorts. Or building up protection on their longs. So, but the way that this does work, if it does break, it's not going to gently go there anymore, since the power is gone for the testing for that squeeze. It typically, if it does go, it's going to go fast. Like it's going to be just a solid green candle. It's just going to zip through here like one giant firm just closes really hard or something. So keep an eye out for big sharp candles here. This is what makes this day kind of dangerous. Oops. So the index is going to fly or not, it's hard to say, but the expected high of day is here on DD ratio. Here. You want me to analyze any stocks while you guys got me here? I'm going to try to see why my on my teeny weeny camera here. Sucking. Triple for Vix. I don't have my Thinkorswim loaded up. Somebody else here? Do you guys have it? I gotta get... Let me see if I can get my camera going here really quick. Hold on. Glasses on. We're gonna get serious. The camera hates me today. I'm gonna add a new source really quick. If there's anything. No. 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 Thanks, Tom, for posting it. Yeah, we did the monthly maps. The monthly maps are still showing volatile, but there are bulls stepping in at least next week. The market's really thin right now, so it's going to move pretty quick in any direction. So just be very careful today. Let's see what's going on with my camera. Let me plug it out and plug it back in. You're back. Yeah, it's still doing the whole slow motion thing. Yeah, who knows? We'll fix it later. There's those quick red candles coming out that we're talking about. Yeah, MHP res is dropping a little bit. Yeah, starting to try to get that test there. And so we're just seeing a little bit of pullback. See, that's what I was talking about, that expected sell-off, because resilience always wins the fight. You have 23 negative versus 7.2 positive. 18.07, Andrew. You get that picking up on UVXY. Yeah, so this is that selling, that expected selling that we're going to see today, right? So that's kind of that push. As I talk about, whenever you look for these hedge pressure breaks, you want to see volume spike. Here's a trick if you guys are writing this down. You want to see volume spike, and then when that volume decays, you want to see us stepping on the other side, which starts to pick up momentum as people squeeze. Now, as they're pressing through, it's less and less volume, which means there's fewer people capitulating and flipping over. So the market's really thin. It's just going to respond quickly to whoever is buying and selling at this point. And of course, the S&P's natural trajectory is to track the sum of the stocks, which are bearish. So if the stocks themselves are getting that push to the downside, and S&P resilience is getting that push to the downside to fill gaps, you got bear zone and stocks gapping up and filling down, both pushing the stock market down. The S&P is more likely to track it without power of its own, which is what you're seeing. So, it's going to be hard to see or predict how this closes out. Like I said, it can go any direction. With no activity, the market is not hedging higher, as you see with the low volume day. I think most people are expecting it to continue selling, which means it can squeeze some shorts before that happens. Just be very cautious. Any trading that I would do would be very small position. All these lights over here to the side are yellow and red. These yellow and red lights indicate that I'm going to trade cautiously when I do smaller positions. The more yellow lights I have, the more red lights I have, the smaller I usually trade. But you don't need a big position if the market's going to move pretty quick. But as you guys see, the downside is the easy play to see today. Thank you, Andrew, for giving me the numbers here. Love you guys. So a little update on Rocket Script, right? So the coding language that we've made for creating indicators, Rocket Script, what Rocket Script does is it allows you to code. There's going to be different versions of it. So the main console version for our indicator sellers, so like the biggest and best algorithmic providers, indicator providers, technology providers, be able to house their stuff in the Rocket Script environment. It's server based, so the indicators are calculated on a server and then streamed forward to the platform. They've always been that way. We invented this technology. Platforms do not do this. They're the only one in the world that does this. Resilience is not calculated locally in the browser. Hedge pressure, liquidity maps, monthly maps, all this stuff is calculated offsite. So the cool part about our technology, and this is what's appealing to most vendors, we've gotten so many A-list people on board now. We got 4 white label projects we're doing. We're building entire platforms for people with this technology. They think it's the hottest thing for trading tech, and trading tech is very basic. Like these days, you want to make an indicator. How do you get it to people? Right? Back in the day, the way you would do it, let's start with TOS, the easiest solution, Thinkorswim, right? You go to Thinkorswim, you hit Control-E, it opens up a little panel. You can go in there, you can type in some code, and then save it. And then all of a sudden, that code is there as an indicator. You want to give that indicator to people, you have to hand them the code. So it's calculated in the platform. The code is visible in the platform. There's no way for you to hide it. There's no way for you to send it to people either without them handing out the code. Yet, thousands of people started businesses selling Thinkorswim indicators. And then it's really hard to create a subscription model out of something like that. Sustain a business selling your tools if your indicator has the recipe with it and you're handing it out to people. So there's no security there. And then, about like the mid 2010 or early 2010s, NinjaTrader came out. There's a couple other places you can code, but I'm talking about the main ones everyone knows about. NinjaTrader came out with a kind of a somewhat solution to that, but even that's archaic and outdated. and NinjaTrader's slowly falling to the wayside as the years go by, becoming less and less popular because it hasn't modernized. But NinjaTrader again was the granddaddy of enthusiasts. Thinkorswim still is the granddaddy, or was the granddaddy, for creating stuff. NinjaTrader came out, and then TradingView is now the new granddaddy. So TradingView is like winning the race for Thinkorswim. So NinjaTrader comes out, got a whole branch of enthusiasts, because NinjaTrader had the ability for you to actually create code in full .NET. You trade in C#, coding. You can code in C#. You have much more flexibility. You can create very sophisticated stuff. And then there was this licensing process. You can create a license for somebody to use it by putting something in the code. They can throttle who can and can't use it. You can turn it off for people that didn't pay their bill and such like that. So it started this whole enthusiast community that coded and created things. Problem was with this is that you want to buy the stuff, you have to go to some third-party site, download a zip file, unlock some executable on your computer. Good Lord, being in the day of crypto scams and financial scams, you really don't want to do that ever anymore. Just download things to your computer and then install it on here. And then of course the code is obfuscated in some way. I'm not really familiar with all the process there, but it's somewhat secure. Like you can create something and it's invisible. Like here, I'm gonna draw an eyeball. It's visible. Here, eyeball, eye is shut. So you can't see it, but then you have to download it. The problem is you have to run it on a local machine, and the local machine itself varies from user to user. Most people don't have a computer fast enough to run even the most basic NinjaTrader indicators, and it locks up and slows down. And customers of these things are usually really kind of it causes problems for vendors because they're always having to update their computers. There are people out there that have they're basically landlocked in NinjaTrader. They started their business inside of here, and slowly but surely they're becoming obsolete because more and more people are moving to TradingView in that environment, because TradingView has created somewhat of a code obfuscation, but still not fully secure. And it's cloud-based. I mean, it's not cloud-based. It's the licensing portion is managed on the TradingView side, but then vendors have to make it manual additions to that. Code's still calculated locally in the browser. All of these are done locally, which means your computer speed is directly proportional to your experience with the tool. So no matter what you do, your computer speed is directly proportional to your experience. So while TradingView partially locks things out as well, and it's all browser based, which is a little bit better than, believe it or not, NinjaTrader. As far as like speed goes, it still has its limits there. So like Thinkorswim is basically obsolete as a medium to distribute information. NinjaTrader is essentially like it peaked and then it's just slowly coasting down as TradingView is like started to ramp up. Okay, so now it's like we're sitting here. There's like the only couple of places where you can kind of have like some of an ecosystem to get indicators and algorithms and things from. Problems here, there's no security. Problems here, it runs on 15-year-old, 20-year-old architecture that really can't handle modern day applications. Typically run multi-threaded processes. They can handle the multiple cores and CPUs. NinjaTrader can't really handle that real well. So your customers have to go get a really nice machine just to run your fancy indicators. So customers are frustrated and don't really stick around there. Plus you have to download something from some weirdo. Never want to do that. The TradingView has a solution to both of those. Partial obfuscation or encryption of code, but still locally calculated in the platform. And PineScript is very limited. And with TradingView, you can only have so many outputs, limited. So as a coder, you can only have so many outputs that can go forward to the actual chart or whatever you're coding to as an output, because they limit you here because they don't want their users of TradingView itself to experience slowdowns. So you can't create an indicator that has 400 data points on here because the browser wouldn't handle it and lock up. And you're more prone to go cancel your TradingView subscription if your indicator is working poorly. So TradingView's goal is to get you to buy TradingView itself. The ecosystem supports TradingView subscriptions. The free version only allows you to have so many indicators. I think it's 2 before you have to upgrade to the paid tiers. And if you upgrade to the paid tiers, and all of a sudden these indicators sellers are selling stuff that lock up the browser, you're more likely to cancel TradingView. So they throttle traders because a browser cannot handle sophisticated calculations. So you throttle the creators. You also force the users to upgrade to tiered subscriptions to show more of what you create in the ecosystem. So where we come in is going to slam dunk everybody. The Rocket Scooter, what makes us different is Rocket Script is much more sophisticated than Pine Script. It's going to be more along the lines of having a lot more sophistication closer to NT. So NT is the most sophisticated language. These are the pros. TradingView is the most secure and also ease of delivery. Thinkorswim was the first. And that's basically it. So sophisticated. Secure. Okay. So Rocket Scooter, this is partial secure. Rocket Scooter, fully secure. Oops, you can't see what I'm saying. Rocket Scooter. Let me reset the music. And let me show you how we're gonna win this race. Okay, hold on, let me turn the music back on. So Rocket Script has the sophistication, or will, as we finish, you know, we're creating all the base functions now. So it has the sophistication of here. Security, it's fully secure. Because the calculations are done on a server. Data comes into a server crunches the numbers go forward and stream to the platform. Resilience, stream to the platform. Liquidity map, stream to the platform. The browser, the platform does no calculations. So everyone has a uniform experience, no matter how good or bad your computer is. We've eliminated the need for tech support for you to go tell people to upgrade their computers, like NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader's problem is that, number one, there's manual fiddling of licenses to give people access. You have to give them access, cut them access. It's all manual. And also, the local in calculations in that old platform requires people to get very sophisticated gaming computers just to run NT scripts for sophisticated stuff. So Rocket Scooter, fully secure, server-based, which means no matter how good somebody's computer is or bad, the experience is 100% the same. Everybody is at equal playing field according to their internet speed. So if you have good internet, you get the indicators despite having a crappy computer. The license server is automated. Somebody subscribes to the indicator, it shows up on the platform. They cancel subscription, disappears from the platform. So not only is it secure, it's faster. We've proven the technology here. Rocket Script will be more sophisticated than Pine Script. We will not throttle developers because we can have so much of a faster experience. We don't have to throttle people. So you can make sophisticated outputs with hundreds of outputs. Now, you might have a larger fee for your server hosting fee. Remember, the part of that is there's a server to host this. So the more outputs, the more throughput, but you'll pay a little bit more per month to host that. But you can create sophisticated things that don't lock up the browser. Our current white label that we've made had hundreds of indicators. We tried to choke it up. There's hundreds of output data points. We loaded them all up and it was still blazing fast. It loads all of them. faster than the local machine. Once you start adding them up locally, it starts slowing down the platform. Ours didn't. It was just as fast. Fully secure means that your code is locked on a server. You are coding to a server and only you can see this code, not even me. So even your users can't hack into it and get it. Like Thinkorswim gives the code out. TradingView calculates in the browser. Now, again, it may be hard to do that. One technically could crack that or hack that if they were, you know, vicious enough, but still it's partially secure, which is why I'd say partially secure. But still calculated on the browser means the logic still exists there, even though it's encrypted. Theoretically, encryption doesn't guarantee safety, but even so, ours is on a server. Nobody's going to get into that server, except for you. So we've beat everybody on all levels on our design. So unlimited outputs means unlimited sophistication for creators, a sophisticated scripting language, automated licensing. As Lisa, trying to manage 50 users manually, all different pay periods for a trading view indicator is a nightmare. It's actually something you have to do. Right. So here, you don't even have to talk to people. People buy your indicator. It shows up right here, just like on our platform. If people buy liquidity map, the minute they log into the platform, it's there. Now on our end, you buy Pro Plus. We proved this concept years ago when we built Rocket Scooter and launched it. So when you buy Pro Plus, it's actually a bundle of Rocket Scooter Premium, which is the base platform, plus LM, plus resilience, etc. indicator. And the licenses are all handled together. So when you pay your bill, you get access to these indicators. When you don't pay your bill, the indicators disappear. Currently, the platform also disappears. But so the idea is that you're getting automation here. I never have to give people any kind of access. So essentially, we've beat all the major platforms on all the major pain points that you have. So imagine creating an infinitely sophisticated, well, infinite, but you know, sophistication to a degree at which you believe you can. So starting at the top, Rocket Scooter has Rocket Script. It's sophisticated, or will be, as we're building it out over the course of the year. It's already built enough to create most technical indicators. So we have built a majority of the functions already. It'll be sophisticated. It'll be server based. If you want to be a vendor, which means uniform experience for customers. You won't have people buy your indicator then not use it because it slows down. How many people I know from the Ninja Trader ecosystem sell something, they're constantly fighting in tech support. We need to upgrade your computer. Hey, disable your virus software. Disable this, disable that. Get a computer that only runs this and turn all your browsers off. Imagine having to trade like you're in the 90s, like turning stuff off on your computer just to run your trading stuff, right? So you lose a lot of customers because of that. Server-based, you can have maximum complexity, max security, automation of access, license server automated, server-based. Oh yeah, code is secure. Sophisticated, more secure, uniform experience for customers, not throttled by the speed of their computer. Maximum complexity of a creator means we don't throttle how many outputs you can send to the front. You have infinitely complex on the back end. Maximum security is people aren't going to be able to hack your stuff and take it. We're the most secure platform on the planet now because we're the only ones that create server code and send it forward. Now, again, Rocket Script will have two different engines. Number one is the server base. If you're a vendor wanting to make something, you're going to buy a package. It's very inexpensive to host on the server to have all these features. And then you just pass the cost on the people you're selling to if you want to. If you are a person that wants to code something for yourself, we're going to have a local version of Rocket Scooter, Rocket Script, where it'll have an engine down here to where you can create indicators locally. So we're creating two different engines. A local engine for you to just create something for yourself. blend your own indicators inside of here, create your own script, and it's local and you can't distribute it. Well, you can cut and paste the code to other people, but we're also creating a local ecosystem for you to create something for yourself inside of your own experience that calculates in the browser. So if you're trying to start a business and you don't care if people have your code, that's the cheap, and this is the TradingView equivalent. The local ecosystem, it calculates locally. You can buy something, distribute it, give it away, whatever. It's just not secure. The big daddy right here, that's the bigger thing. And then of course, the white glove package is the white label, where we have all your indicators on a server, and we give you your own platform to go with it. So you have a custom version of your own platform if you want to go with it. The Louis bot, the Memphis Lizzie bot. Time frame to complete this. So this is completed. We're currently in we're building our fourth white label project. We've got maybe 40 something vendors on the marketplace before it's even launched. Big vendors. And Rocket Script has been completed enough to make almost every technical indicator that you would probably want. So as we create Rocket Script, it's gonna be an ongoing thing. We're gonna develop more and more to the language as the years go by. The marketplace itself with, and again, we're also going to tie Discord bots and other things into the experience here. So imagine you creating an indicator in Rocket Script, right? And your indicator is like, if a MACD goes positive, send an alert to the platform. Your output of I didn't even say the biggest part. The Rocket Script output doesn't just interact with the charts. See, the cool thing about what we do that's even better than TradingView is you can script to anything in Rocket Script, including custom widgets we make. So you'll be able to designate where your output goes with the multiple widgets. Your output can create an alert that looks like this. Your output can create you can say these strategies that we use down here can be written in Rocket Script, and it can create a strategy. Rocket Script can create a small chart, a sub chart, a main chart. Output. A Rocket Script can create a text alert in the platform as people get a text feed from you, whatever you want to distribute. Like, hey, all these lights are yellow. We trade small. Text alert from the bot. Your Rocket Script output can send a Discord message to everybody in your community in a certain paid tier. Some kind of direct message. If your script says when the MACD is negative on Apple, send everybody a message in Discord, and Rocket Script has that syntax to send people a message in Discord. So our trading language is integrated with social media and communities as well. So it's something nobody does. Like I said, we've been building this in secret for a while. We're now starting to talk about it. Biggest functionality, at least functionalities I'm talking about, are all coming out this year. The console, which is the server engine, is already built. It's already being used to fuel our white label projects. For you guys to be able to have a UI to access the console, that's 1 to 2 months away to start the indicator creation process and selling on the website. So the first launch of Marketplace is going to have Discord communities, Discord bots, the platform. Within the month, we'll release the local engine and the server engine and beta test that. And then within 2 months, it's live because it's mostly all done. A way out of NinjaTrader. God bless you. I'm in. So as the year goes by, we're going to create more and more sophistication. The real goal is that you can actually create outputs from your Rocket Script to go to multiple places, not just the chart. So as we create more and more widgets for you to interact with, the scripting language is going to be more interactive than just draw on chart. Like the UI functions are not going to be draw on chart. You have a custom set of functions to create alerts the way you want. Like my alert is draw yellow dot on the left side, draw yellow arrow on the right side. You'll be able to create, custom look and feel of certain kind of alerts. Up, down, arrow down, on, off sort of relationships. You can create customized alerts over here. You're able to use rocket script indicators as outputs in your script. Ah, yes. So one of the major functions of this all being server-based as well is when you create something in rocket script, you can designate your variable or your function as a global function. How that's going to work is like, let me just kind of give you some pseudo script. Define, or we'll say like, actually let's do like, what's a more uniform? Let's just use the word subroutine since you guys have a function. Set A as global. Capital A is global or local. If I set it as global, then it means the global list of arguments or parameters you can send as arguments to other functions over here. Set A as global, then A is on a list. If A was hedge pressure, for instance, then hedge pressure is global and unique. So your script will come here. If there's another A, we might call it like A1 or A2 or A3 or so. We might not let you use this. Like if you try to set A and A is already used, a message would say global variable already used, pick something else. So we'll have the ability to have people, we haven't thought of this yet, but this is kind of where we're going when we've talked about it. A global set of outputs. So somebody that says, yeah, I wrote some code and I'm going to allow other people to use it as inputs. I'll have that ability to do so. It'd be a reserved function. So let's actually use, let's actually make it a little bit easier. We'll say we'll set hedge pressure as a global parameter that can be called as an argument. So now the letters HP are reserved. That no one else can use HP in their code. Unless it's an input. So somebody can't set a new variable, a new global variable as hedge pressure. So now you coding, whether it's locally or server based, if like if close sub 0 is greater than hedge pressure, then alert long. So an example like this, if I allow hedge pressure to be local, you can pull hedge pressure in as, or sorry, global, you can pull it in as an argument. So yes. And in this case, I created hedge pressure for everything. So if with stream.apple, just making it, this is all pseudocode. So with Apple streaming candles, if the close of Apple is greater than hedge pressure, then alert the word long, an arrow that points up with the color of the dot, the screen, and it creates an alert. See how that works? So now you can use hedge pressure as an input to your code if I designate it as a global. Now again, the global local kind of thing is not anytime soon as far as allowing you guys to create global things for everyone else, but me, I will allow coders who have purchased hedge pressure and purchased monthly hedge pressure and all that to buy it from us to also create tools that piggyback off of it. Yes. See how it gets complicated. So an idea is that a vendor can say, if you buy my indicators, I'll allow you to use them as inputs to your own. If A, you've bought my indicator, and B, you've bought your own data feed, and C, you're subscribed to the platform, then it will show up as inputs to yours. That is the dream for ultimate super indicators in collaboration between vendors. you meet two people meet on the street and they go, man, I have this cool idea, you have this cool idea, let's try to work together and make some stuff. Well, you guys are going to be handing each other source code. You both have secret sauce. Well, now you can designate a list of variables and allow that person to have access to them, or not variables, parameters that you specify that are in some list they can access, they can call into their own functions and math operations as arguments, right? What coding languages use? It's called RocketScript. It is its own coding language. We created it. We've been working on it for about a year. The majority of the syntax are most basic math functions, UI functions, data handling functions, and indicator functions are already created. Like our white labels right now that we create entire platforms for people are powered by RocketScript. We code their indicators for them in RocketScript. We just don't talk about this on the stream, but we're weeks away from launching Marketplace. And one of the first products that's gonna be coming out is base level RocketScript for people to use. A local engine for you guys to code on locally, and the server engine for vendors to come on for an ultra secure business experience. When we told this to people and we demonstrated, we have proof of concept we made. We've been showing this to venture capital groups, private equity firms. We've been meeting large vendors along the way that are like, oh my gosh, I've been running my business on TradingView and I hate having to manually give people licenses on different pay periods, and I have to like log that and keep track of that. Or people are coming from NinjaTrader like, yeah, you know, once I added my 10th indicator to my algorithm, 50% of my users' computers lock up and they can't even run NinjaTrader because NinjaTrader's slow. And so everybody's jumping ship. We haven't met a vendor who goes, no. We have 2 or 3 vendor meetings a day now. Everybody in some way, shape, or form is like, this is cool. I want to check this out. And so we know we've invented something that's catching on fire and we're excited. Now, again, we're a home-built machine. You know, we're not funded by large equity firms, and we're funded by trading profits and our own money here. So we built this platform, this own experience out of our own pockets, believe it or not. So we develop any pace to make sure it works well and works good. But pretty soon, hopefully, you know, we'll pick up some momentum on that. The business is pretty good. The idea to have a collaborative scientific mathematical community is a dream of mine. As an engineer, collaboration is the cornerstone of progress. You literally do not create, progress, do anything in science without peer review and collaboration. The trading is more like the Wild West these days. You create something, you're on your own, there's no collaboration, and you go out there like you're the best thing in the world. The next person next to you, they're the best thing in the world. People are competing with each other and cutthroat, and there's really no progress because of that. It's literally the Wild West, and everybody's selling different versions of you know, stomach pain tonics like in the 1800s in front of fucking Stagecoach. Like, buy my indicator. Hey, sir, you're looking a little pale there. How about you try my special tonic? Heal all your ailments. It healed my ailments. Look at this person in the crowd. You know, it sounds like that, right? A bunch of people sitting on a soapbox, like shouting in front of their Stagecoach. The person passed through town with like a straw hat and fucking vest and bow tie, right? This is what it really seems like. And you have this non-scientific progress, which is why everybody is still selling technical indicators, which were invented literally in the 50s and 60s. RSI came out in the 70s, like Bollinger Band 70s. Like these things are like 50 years old because there's no collaboration and enhancement. The only collaboration is done behind closed doors in large firms, and they're the ones making all the money because they have quantitative teams that get together and build stuff. They have sophisticated mathematicians, and the retail side is still out there buying snake oil from people with curly mustaches. So, you know, you have to figure out in some way, shape, or form is you need a collaborative environment for 2 people to come together with really cool tools and allow your users and users of another cool tool to work together and then build off of that so that progress can happen in the retail side when we were going to be the pioneers of retail. allowing people to do that as a dreamer. Like Louis is a great example. Louis is a very smart cat, has stuff that he has, and I've always wanted to see, you know, what Louis could come up with. Garrett, you know, everybody knows Humble Trader, doing back tests, coming up with ideas. What happens if you guys come up with this cool idea and then you want to code around it and say, Matt, I just made hedge pressure better. Look what I did. I combined it with this for a more secure, like a higher probable output. Then all of a sudden we all learn something. It's not advancing at the pace of Matt anymore. It's advancing at the pace of Matt's community and their communities. And it's exponential progress at that point. Information sharing is proportional to exponential growth of knowledge attainment. We know that. So our server-based distribution method, which we're patenting, is designed for collaboration between people because it's secure on each end. If I had Coca-Cola and you had Dr. Pepper and we wanted to make a mixed soda of the two, am I going to hand you my recipe and you hand me yours and let's get to work? No, I have my Coke recipe locked down. You have your Dr. Pepper recipe locked down. I can give you rules, you can give me rules, and we can access each other's stuff at the rate the other person allows us. And from there, collaboration can begin and people can start creating super tools. So the planned release is when Marketplace is launched. We're going to have the ability for people to host their Discord. We actually already have it. We've been taking sales already for a month. We just haven't released it publicly. It's being locally released in certain communities. Essentially, you have your Discord here. It's a paid Discord. The bot gives you automated roles. The bot takes away roles. They don't pay, things like that. And we're going to have a bunch of Discord communities launching. Immediately after, you're going to see a bunch of our white labels pop up on the ecosystem. Entire platforms built by other vendors that have their names and brands on them, their own special code on the inside. Soon after is the console portion. The console is only going to take about 2 weeks to make the UI, which is the interface point for you to do it. You know, maybe a week to integrate with the site so vendors can go in and create their console account, set up their server, start coding. As soon as you make an indicator on the console, it automatically is created as a product, and then you can go list it on your site. Easy as that. We haven't talked about it, but we've been building this all year, which is why when DD bands came out, you haven't really seen us putting much more into development of things on the platform. We immediately started going to the scripting language, which is the next big piece of what we're releasing. And then in the conversion of liquidity maps to the new environment, we're going to create historic liquidity maps as well as one of our first indicators, which I know you guys wanted that. So big things are happening, but just imagine that every pain point that every trading platform has out there, we've solved them all. So, you know, get ready, world. We're excited. I know you guys are too, and I'm excited to bring that to the table. As the years went by, I mean, I've coded on Thinkorswim. With ThinkScript, I've coded on Trading with PineScript. I've coded on NinjaTrader with C#. I've pretty much coded anywhere. I used to draw information into an Excel sheet using the RTD function, drawing data from Thinkorswim, and I used to actually create my own trading bots locally in VBA that actually would fire orders through the API in a TD Ameritrade. I've done everything as far as trying to code indicators, automate my own process. And just knowing what's capable in the modern day and what's available in retail trading platforms is just atrocious. Retail trading platforms have not evolved in 2 decades, with the exception of TradingView. TradingView is the first modern experience with the sophistication that people have to create and distribute indicators and algorithms. Problem is, it's limits again on the browser side. Can't really do a lot of sophistication without kind of slowing down the experience, right? So
and then the manual licensing and limited by the browser. And why these companies don't do server-based technology? Because they don't see the power in that. They don't believe that the retail environment is demanding sophistication at this point. All the companies out there, they don't believe it. That's why they don't see it. When I pitch to VC firms, they go, how come no one else is doing this? And I said, it's because they don't see the value. It's emerging. Every trader out there wants sophistication. They're dying for it. The loss rate is going so much higher because the advantage is shifting ever so faster into the hands of the institutions because retail is stuck in 50 years in the past. But why nobody changes it is because a huge infrastructure change for the only status quo out there. There's only one soda everybody's drinking, which is this local clunky slow machine that creates technical indicators that are 50 years old. Nobody's evolved trading technology for retail. And now the proof is every technology out there that's new, selling, options order flow and market maker information, dark pool information. There's all this new emerging technology, and each person that makes it has to go build a platform to give it to people because there's no way to do that. And so now the limit to new technology is the limit to what millionaire wants to go out there and build a trading platform to give you a black box stocks or a trading ticks or something. Everybody has to make a software to give you the sophisticated trading information. There's no universal way to create sophisticated stuff internal to an existing platform. And that's my sales pitch. And so we have that now. Imagine, because I'm friends with I'm friends with the trading ticks people. I'm friends with the black box people. I'm friends with all the owners of all the stuff. Dan Ushman and I talk all the time. He's the CEO of TrendSpider. Like, the one thing that all of us have to do is go make our own platform to give you the information. I had to make a platform to give you liquidity maps because I couldn't put this in TradingView. Couldn't handle it. I didn't even have the data feeds I needed. So think about it. At the end of the day, the only way you guys as customers get new technology is if somebody with a lot of money spends a couple years developing a platform to give you their cool idea inside of it. Bookmap, Spot Gamma, like all these people have to create their own software and hand you stuff. There's no universal sandbox to create sophisticated things. NinjaTrader was the closest thing to it, and then it just kind of, after NT7, it was just a downhill experience from there. Then they merged with Tradeovate, which Tradeovate again had an awesome technology, but they haven't really enhanced the platform kernel at all to the needs of what the retail side needs. And so, as I fiddled with NinjaTrader for years, I just gave up. I would write stuff and it wouldn't even load on my machine. It would just, like, the indicators would be slow. Progress is always, sorry, so don't think I'm like dogging these technologies out there, because I'm a big fan of who paved the way for us. Huge fan. Tom Sosnoff and Thinkorswim. Huge fan of NinjaTrader. They paved the way for all of this, right? I'm Tradeovate's biggest fan. As a matter of fact, when Tradeovate started, Ryan Hansen, I think that everybody knows Ryan and Rick, they started that company. DTP Ben was the fifth brokerage account with them. His account was V0005. We were that early to Tradeovate. We started right when they started. We were in some of their first customers. My brokerage account with them was 0067. I was Tradeovate's 67th customer. How cool is that? I'm sure Ryan was 1 and Rick was 2 but Ben was 5. So we are their biggest fans. These are the people that paved the way for this. I believe, their goal is to be a more sophisticated Thinkorswim, an all one-stop shop for all traders. I don't know how much effort they're going to put back into their development side or the ecosystem side ever since the merger. So, we see that as a roadblock to their development.
because they have bigger goals than trading ecosystem. We're not going to become a broker. So, you know, while they're building that pathway, we're building the pathway for ecosystem instead. We see this as the future. Rocket is not going to go become a broker or clearing firm. So why I sit there with my fingers crossed, hoping that after the Tradeovate merger, NinjaTrader would start immediately getting sophistication from Tradeovate's stuff, but nothing's changed, right? So I know their plans are probably going to be developing the bigger business rather than the ecosystem side, and the, you know, not making like a NinjaTrader 9 with you know, web-based technology and this and that for the next 3 or 4 years, right? So trading technology is kind of in a lull right now, and the reason for that lull is sparking all these developers to go out and create their own software. So now we've made the universal house for them to do so. Why did NinjaTrader by Tradeovate? I don't know why. I can only speculate from what I know from my friends that work at both companies. And it's a very easy, clean answer to that is that NinjaTrader is an old, this is only my theory. NinjaTrader is an older platform, similar to Thinkorswim. It hasn't been updated in a while with like a new kernel or anything. So they have the desktop market pretty much down. Big desktop platform area you can use in its features. NinjaTrader went out and became their own clearing firm, right? So when you're your own clearing firm, you make a whole lot more money accepting clearing fees from all the trades that you manage. So first you become a broker, then you become a clearing firm, check. And now you have a desktop platform. Tradeovate created probably the most useful, friendly, and best, in my opinion, web-based trading platform there is. Now your desktop version of Tradeovate is loaded in a browser, just like Rocket Scooter. So just consider Tradeovate a web-based platform. It runs in a browser. So they created a very sophisticated platform and mobile app that's browser-based, which means it can handle cloud-based stuff much better. And on top of that, Tradeovate is an introducing broker. So while NinjaTrader is its own clearing firm and its own broker with the desktop platform, Tradeovate is an introducing broker with a browser-based platform and a mobile app. It's yin and yang. They merge beautifully to cover all bases. Now the combined entity has 2 different brokerages of customers, which is good. Tradeovate Technologies, which arguably is the best platform technology company currently in retail trading right now. Their sophistication, again, I'm praising my competitors. The sophistication of the Tradeovate app is beautiful. It's bare bones. It's simple. It's fast. It's very vanilla feeling on the base app, but that's okay because Tradeovate got clunky, and you know, it's not a lot you can do. And then of course, Thinkorswim got clunky. There's not a lot you can do. Tradeovate is very beautiful and works very well. On NinjaTrader is clunky. So the enhancement that both can add to each other is really good. You bring Tradeovate Technologies to NinjaTrader, you can amp up NinjaTrader. I thought they were going to merge and make NT9 and turn the Tradeovate app into NinjaTrader 9. But they didn't, so I was confused as well as to why they merged, other than the fact that they're becoming a one-stop shop like Thinkorswim, just with better technology. Broker, platform, clearing. Thinkorswim's also a market maker, so I don't know if they're going that route. So I don't know. But the greater entity, I expect really big things from. I'm a huge fan of Rick. I'm a huge fan of the folks at NinjaTrader. I am excited to see what they build. I just don't think they're going to be entering into a space race with us for the whole ecosystem business, because I think they see that the NinjaTrader ecosystem business is not the biggest driver of profits. They're going to see that the brokerage business is. So, just like Thinkorswim, I think Thinkorswim never built a marketplace just because they don't need to. It's such a small niche of their customer base. People go there for the brokerage services and the platform. So I don't know if they're going to build anything to that degree. And that's my theory, Lindsay. Again, I don't know. Of course, their business reasons only they know. But my theory is that they both have what the other one doesn't have. And coming together, now NinjaTrader has quote unquote a mobile app. They have a desktop app. They have a browser-based app. They're their own clearing firm. They're their own broker. They're one of the best futures brokers, if not the best futures broker. That's Trade-O-Eight, not Ninja. I would say, in my opinion, at this time, as far as rates go, when I say best, I mean like cheapest. So combined, they're going to be the powerhouse in the futures industry for a long time. And what if they want to branch over into becoming brokerage for equities? They've got the whole recipe to open up and now themselves compete with the likes of Charles Schwab and Fidelity and TD Ameritrade, et cetera, et cetera. So my belief is they're looking to jump onto that boat rather than be an enthusiast platform for coders, which is what they started off as. What we're moving towards, they're moving towards the business of being that big player broker that's going to be at the level of the Robinhood, et cetera, with you know, mobile app and things like that. That's my belief. Why I don't think they're going to bolster their ecosystem business. Number one is their ecosystem is not a huge driver of revenue, in my opinion. Theirs isn't. As most people are pretty much existing on Trade-O-Eight because it's more universal. They're still in futures. Mainly. So my opinion is they're going to become the Apple of futures brokers. And become the top futures broker, period. By a long shot. That's my theory, at least. What do you guys think? What are y'all's theories? Whoever's still kind of chilling here. Short setup still playing off, selling off a little bit. No trades today. Markets break DB bands. I usually stick out. Like I said, I get super excited about what we've built. One thing that we're gonna do that nobody has, I guess, asked about is compliance. And so in compliance side is that in our marketplace, you know, being that you can't just go figure out where you're going to go buy indicators and trade rooms and whatever in one place. We'll have it all there. But we'll also, everybody's profile has to go through an approval process such that the way that you market your stuff has to meet compliance standards, or we don't let you display it. And each vendor we can remove easily based on violating compliance or in-house rules. So you can't go in there and say, you know, buy my indicator, achieve financial freedom. Things like that. Like we won't allow that. So we're going to do some heavy gatekeeping on cleaning up the industry. So in our ecosystem is going to be purely scientific, purely data-based marketing. So you can't say things that violate regulatory law. You can't promise people gains. You can't promise profits. You can't, you know, you can't do things that the regs don't let you do. And so people that go shop aren't going to be hit in the face with a bunch of pictures of Lambos and stuff. Like I won't allow you to post a photo of a Lambo to advertise your indicator. So a shopper is going to go there and purely read up on the merits alone of the creations. Yeah, compliance fully. So the idea is that you're, where you go now and you search on Twitter and somebody's selling trading education next to the picture of their rented Lambo and their mansion, right? And you're like, oh, this guy's rich. This guy's rich. I'm gonna buy their thing. But you won't know the people on our ecosystem. You won't know what they do unless you go look at them on social. You won't know how big of a car they drive or how big of a house they have or whatever. You're just gonna see what they sell at face value, and it's gonna follow the rules, and that's it. And each like if you update a word on your profile, it goes through an approval process. Any text that you include, or pictures that you include, or links that you include, are approved before they're published. So publications will follow compliance rules, so that we get rid of, again, I'm not dogging NinjaTrader, but NinjaTrader's ecosystem is a complete cesspool of fraud because people have to go off-site to buy the stuff. They don't regulate it in-house. So like an example is that they have an oversee program. Like they'll kick you out of their partner program if you violate rules, but you can sell you don't even need to be in their partner program to sell their tools. People go to a third-party website to download NinjaTrader scripts. So the third-party website does fraudulent marketing, promises gains, promises win rate, makes trades for you, says trading is easy, things like that. And NinjaTrader has no control over that. Now, if they catch you, they'll kick you out of the program, but the program just allows you to market on their site. Most of the sales take place off-site on a vendor's own page. So there's no control there. So basically, people go out there and sell Forex signals and whatever and promise you that you can get a Lambo, and you go to the website and there's a picture of them in a helicopter kind of thing. Ours being internal and you can't sell indicators off-site, your marketing for them on your sales page is now gate-kept by moi. So I'm not going to allow you to come in here and trick the public with faulty promises. There's a review system and a rating system where somebody buys your product and uses it, they can leave a review, and the review can leave an honest experience for the user. Here's another thing. We're going to allow people to review. I'm going to tell you the secret here, but we're going to allow honest reviews if you bought a product, period. And I know right now it's hard to get reviews of products because everybody sells products on their own website. We're going to be like a Yelp on the social side of the site. So if you're selling stuff that doesn't match what you advertise, right, the reviews will start to release and reveal that kind of stuff. So our goal with this is not only to create a large ecosystem of people, but also to make it fair for customers to not get sold something that it isn't. Now, again, one of the things that really irked me is that people that do like small cap trading, it's more like, I'm going to tell you about a stock I like, everybody come in behind me and buy it. They don't say that, but they're like, here's a stock I like. And then of course you try to buy it because you know the leader likes it. It's not necessarily illegal to do that unless you are deliberately misleading people. But some people do that and then they sell their community as trading education. It's really not education. You just come in as part of a pyramid system. And so if you are trading small cap stuff, your page will say that I do a small cap. I find small cap stocks, I invest in them, I tell you about the stock that I like. You can't, if there's no education in that program and you mark yourself as education, we'll flag you and we'll remove you. You tell people honestly what it is. We're a small cap pyramid race. Join our, we'll give you the best small cap picks there are, blah, blah, blah. This is what it is. No real education, but that's okay. I mean, like, the honesty is there. The people aren't going to tell you it's something, and then new trader stumbles in and goes, oh, this guy makes a lot of money. He's got a Porsche. Oh, this guy made $1 million trade the other day on a stock that's only $1. Cool, let me jump in on this. Oh, he's selling trading education. Perfect. When you go to the room, there's no trading education. They just tell you what to buy, and that's it. We won't allow that. You tell people what it is. It's a small cap community. We look for high volatile small caps. Chances are you will lose all your money. Do you still want to join this community? And you have to be honest about it so that a person sees it what it is. And the honesty is going to be really big, I think. And if you aren't honest, the customer reviews will say there's no real education here. I didn't find any videos. All the person did was make call outs, blah, blah. But it's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that kind of community, as long as you're honest about what it is. Casinos exist for a reason. The house has an advantage. Everybody loses at a casino, yet they still exist. And none of us have any like moral qualms about walking to a casino. We go there for fun. We have fun while we lose money, and we get drunk and we watch shows and see the, you know, the big lights and sounds. So if you're just a casino on penny stocks, you tell people that it's a casino. You know, you're at a disadvantage. Chances are you're gonna lose all your money. You still sure you want to do this? Okay. The right disclaimers will be applied to the right categories of vendor profiles as we build this out. So yeah, gatekeeping is a big deal. You're not gonna be able to tell people you sell an algorithm that makes trading easy, make all kind of money. Check out my student. Here's how much money they made. You're not gonna be able to do that. You'll just be able to talk about the merits of what you created only. Let the customer decide. Okay. Anyways, enough rapping about the marketplace. No trade day. I don't trade days like this. It's gonna resist monthly hedge, like I said earlier. Fight around here. There's really nothing. Monthly hedge resilience is starting to try to make some runs for it. Just be careful. Any break from here can move up to bull zone, but ultimately wants to stay inside a bear zone. 501 or lower is my close today for SPY, and that's what I'm predicting. All right, I love you guys. Marketplace coming out very soon. We're so excited to bring this out. I had to get back to working on the marketplace. I can't wait to start showing you guys. Lifetime group. I'll start demonstrating marketplace design to you guys probably next week. Let you guys maybe comment on look and feel of stuff and then see what you think. All right, we love y'all. We love y'all so much, and thank you for supporting the community and hanging around for this awesome conversation today. I know I've been so busy building this thing out. Crunch time. This is super exciting. I love y'all. We'll see you later.